All right, good evening, everybody. I'm back again. I know I just gave you a little my Sunday updates last night, but I wanted to do a special episode because tomorrow night, Thornton Township is holding a meeting, and I mean, I know it's like shocking. It's not even a year after Tiffany Henyard is gone, and they want to increase our taxes again. Do you all remember all of the people from Mary Yvonne to Valeria Stubbs to people who are on the board currently to Dan Lee to, oh gosh, I can't think of all the people, that were just outraged, and yelling and screaming and shouting, about all the wasted money under Tiffany Henyard. And now Napoleon Harris and the current board want to do the same thing, and they want to increase our taxes by 4%. Tomorrow night, they're voting on it. So I'm encouraging everybody, please come out and don't give in to fatalism or nihilism or pessimism and say, well, it's not going to make a difference. You know what? Even regardless of what happens, your voice is powerful. And I don't want you to feel that your voice is not powerful. It is. People care about you and your voice. And even if you just show up to a meeting, board members take note. So, we don't organizing the community and bringing about the changes that we want to see. True democracy, it takes time. It's not a matter of like, well, I'm not going to come to that one meeting because if I come, they're not going to do anything right away anyway, so it's all not worth it. But if everybody said that, nothing would ever change, right? So please come out if you are able. If you're supporting us from long distance, you can definitely tune in tomorrow. And you can also email. I mean, I think they have do they have their email addresses on the township website? So you could always email some of those folks on the board. They need to be pestered and emailed and everything because they're doing everything that Tiffany was doing. Can you believe it, guys? Hey, Javar. I really hope the trustees will vote no on this. Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily expecting them to answer our questions, and they certainly are not going to change their votes voluntarily, unless people really push back on this. But we have to at least try, because otherwise people will be taxed out of their homes. If not, this through, next year's increases, then very soon, because a lot of people are already facing property tax bills that are just like insanely high. So yes. But yeah, how was everybody doing? I'm going to share with a few peeps, just so that they know I'm on, because I didn't know exactly I was going to go on tonight. Here we go. It's a random person that messaged me and sent me some stuff. Do you guys ever get random, social media messages or things from people? Sometimes it's scary. So hey, all in the queue. Oh, you know what? I meant to reach out to you because I made a little video. So I'm going to premiere my little video. I shared it on social media. But just to emphasize the fact that Napoleon lied about not increasing the taxes, and that they're going to try to do this tomorrow night, and that people have to stand up. I am proud to stand up for the bullied and the vulnerable, and I want to see good things happen to people. I don't like seeing people taken advantage of, like this board is doing, to all of our residents. But I can't stand up for everyone. You guys have to stand up for yourselves. Like I said, even if you just show up, if you're scared of talking, okay, then just show up and be a body in a seat, And if you're okay with showing up, then push yourself maybe to hold up a little 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that says, vote no on tax increase, or no, lower our taxes or something, like that doesn't, you don't have to say anything to do that. And then if you want to push yourself and sign up for public comment, then sign up for public comment. But your voice matters. Don't let anybody ever tell you that your voice doesn't matter, because that's how these boards, that's how anybody that wants to bully and take advantage, that is how they win, right? They make if we allow them, they can make us feel that our voice doesn't impact anything, it doesn't change anything, and it's just not true. It's just not true. So don't believe in that. Don't be fatalistic. Don't be nihilistic. Don't be pessimistic and say, I don't care. I'm not going to say anything because you're not going to listen anyway. Man, that's nothing ever got changed that way. You got to change that thinking. So hold on 1 second here. Who else did I want to let know that we are discussing this? Because this is very important, Thornton Township. All of you folks who watched and devoted months and so much time and energy and effort into the Tiffany Henyard saga, how can you just let this current board do the same things that she was doing? They're doing the same exact things. No transparency with the money, no forensic audit, harassing, like I was harassed at the last 2 meetings, harassing and actually attacking and trying to incite physical fights with people who ask questions about money. This is all stuff that Tiffany Henyard and her allies did that people said, they didn't like and they were upset by it. But where are all these voices? We need you guys to come forward. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm just looking for the video. Oh, and that's right. This person wanted to. Actually, I was very encouraged because someone messaged me the other day, and I think they said they were from like South Dakota or something. And they said, do you have any suggestions? The government's so corrupt here. And I felt bad. It's like small town corruption. It sounds like it's even harder to fight them than ours. So I tried to give some encouragement. Okay, this person wanted to know. Patrick. There's also on the Chicago Southland politics group, there's this gentleman. I do want to get to know more about him, but he posted he's running for the 2nd congressional district seat. His name is Patrick Keating. He says he's a Flossmoor resident. So I don't know much about him, I have to admit, but I am definitely open to learning. Okay, I got that. And then I want to get a link to this video. Oh, it's so funny. I went to check Facebook, and what popped up is Thornton Township holiday luncheon recap photos, part 1. Oh my Lord, help us. Our holiday luncheon was filled with great food, festive cheer, warm conversations, and plenty of smiles. I mean, that's great, but like, do you need to extort people to do stuff like that? Like, what about just paying the bills? What about getting an audit first? Look at that. I didn't even pretend to do that. It just came up. Oh my God. Ooh, crazy, you guys. Crazy. Paul says, I hope there will be lots of residents there tomorrow holding up signs that say, we are not your enemies, you work for us. Right? Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you just come out, just be a butt in a seat, be an angry face in a seat. Are you just going to let these people, all these different boards, but right now we're focusing on the township, are you just going to let them increase the tax levy by 4%? We have 3 different tax funds that go to, if you look on your tax bill, that go to Thornton Township. So they want to increase the amount that's going to come from all 3 of those. Are you just okay with that? Are you just you just want to be pushed out of your house because what you're gonna have to start working a third and fourth job to just to be able to pay your property taxes? Are you guys happy with that? I certainly am not. But you've got to stand up and fight. Super Reducer and Paul Roberts. Yes, hey. Hey, hey. Yeah, you've got to stand up and fight. Oops. Okay, I wanted to share this. Oh man. Wait, did I mess up this thing? Hold on, let me fix my link. What if I edit and then pick the... Yeah, that's what I... Oh wow, sometimes I don't get Facebook. Okay. So, are you guys ready for my little video I made? And I hope this encourages people to come. Enjoy. I hope it's informative. Hope it gets the job done. But it is absolutely true that Napoleon lied. So, here you go.
And just to be clear, we're not, over the last year, we're keeping the same tax levy that we've had over the past couple of years. So we're not increasing any more than what was already there on the floor. We're keeping the same tax levy. We're keeping the same tax levy. We're keeping the same tax levy that we've had over the past couple of years. So we're not increasing. 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 So we're not increasing.
The world's first titanium nonstick pan. It's gonna blow your hair back.
So anyway, I hope that was informative. What did Paul say? Our property taxes in Thornton Township, the reason my property values are declining in Thornton Township, mine is down 7K from a month ago, 25K. Really? Oh, okay. That's interesting. It could be. It could be. I know the other night that wait, I'll send this link to him to... Okay, cool. The other night, we went over some of the tax bills, but I'll pull up a tax bill again, an example tax bill, and show you guys where, because I know some people, again, they're just kind of discouraged about it, and they're like, oh, well, we don't pay that much to the township. And it's true, it's not as much as like you pay to your school boards and stuff, but there are 3 separate line items on your tax bill that go to the township. So in order to find out the true amount that goes to the township, you'd actually have to add up 3 of them. Wow, Paul, that's crazy. It is, isn't it? Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, I thought the property values were at least the same, if not more. But yeah, that's interesting, Paul. Excuse me. Yeah, tell everybody you know and your grandmother to come out to this meeting. Also, there's the objections. They're going to go on tomorrow as well. And I really wish that a few people from the Harvey Library Board could come to the meeting tomorrow, but of course, the McCaskills, I'm sure they're working with Napoleon Harris and that board, and they canceled the library meeting and rescheduled it for tomorrow.
I'm Mike Pagale, 3 Michelin chef.
Okay, let's replay. I'm here just Kirk Cowdy, I love it. I'm here to just park the DeLorean. Nice. All right, let me play this again for you all. And look at those numbers, okay? He lied. This board lies. They don't tell any more truth than Tiffany Henyard or any other people associated with Tiffany that people said that they hated, okay? So he said in the meeting on November 18th, he's like, basically don't worry about it. That we're not going to increase your taxes. So look at those numbers. There are two. So I guess they put the two tax levies, the general fund and the general assistance fund together, and then the road and bridge fund. But they're both supposed to go up.
And just to be clear, we're not, over the last year, we're keeping the same tax levy that we've had over the past couple of years. So we're not increasing any more than what was already there on the floor. We're keeping the same tax levy. We're keeping the same.
Look at those numbers.
We're keeping the same.
Oh, you want to see the numbers? Okay, 1 second. And I'll pull up. I pulled them up on the I think on my last live, but I'll pull them up again for you. Those sheets that were the actual ordinances posted. Okay, but I wanted to throw the numbers at you time and time again as Napoleon is saying the lie. We're keeping the same tax levy. We're keeping the same tax levy. This is the levy for 2024 tax year, about 21 million. Okay, this is the levy for 2025 tax year, about 22 million. Increasing a tax levy by almost $1 million is not keeping the same tax levy. That is a lie. That is deceiving the taxpayers. That is a lie. Is it Maury Povich or something? What's one of the shows, where they're doing those DNA tests or something, and they said, this is what you said, and that is a lie. This is a lie. Okay. Napoleon and Mary Avant and Byron Stanley and Valeria Stubbs, and who else is on the board? Christopher Gonzalez. Come on, you guys, who am I forgetting? Oh no, Antoine Russell, although he's not a voting member. Cassandra, she's the assessor, but she's not a voting member. But anyway, the whole board is not his. It is Maury, right? The whole board is lying. They're lying, and these are the same people that were outraged at the corruption under Tiffany. So this is insane, you all. Okay. Oh, thank you, Javar. Yes, the clerk. Yes. There's a clerk. The clerk, Casey Nesbitt, who is the Nesbitts are very, very close to the Kellogg's and love Eric Kellogg, one of the most corrupt mayors in Illinois history. He was the mayor of Harvey for 16 years, and he is the main reason that Harvey looks so horrible now. He's not the only reason, but I mean, for 4 terms, he bled Harvey dry, okay? These are the people. That guy is Napoleon Harris's mentor. The man and his family, that they're still around, but I mean, they did a lot to, I mean, they prospered, they got a lot for themselves, but I mean, they really bled Harvey dry, Okay. That man, Eric Kellogg, is the mentor for Napoleon Harris. Casey Nesbitt is the clerk. She's also on the chicken wing scandal 152 school board. I can't say this stuff enough times, you guys. You have to know this, and you have got to tell people. They're all connected, okay? So they all are you know, they love someone like Eric Kellogg. You know, like I said, one of the worst, most corrupt mayors in Illinois history. That's their mentor, their example. Ooh, this is not good. Put this video on the Thornton Township. But can you make it shareable so I could? Oh, okay. Oh, it should be. It isn't. It isn't. It should be a public Paul, but let me check. But yeah, you guys, like this is really not good. And I told everybody this, but y'all didn't. Okay, yeah, it is public. The video is public. The post is public. Unfortunately, I mean, I've been banned several times from Dalton Politics because that's that horribly toxic group that is run by Cornell Darden, and I think Nikita and Josiah Brown, a few other people. But yeah, please share it. Please share it. Because there's no way that all these hypocrites could be so angry and put on all these shows and scream and shout, and you know, have hallelujah come to Jesus church service moments, you know, declaring that we were going to be delivered from Tiffany and her goons, and now you have nothing to say. What happened? Did you get a job? Are you being paid by these Thornton Township people? Are you being paid by Dalton people? Are you, you know, are you feeling intimidated? Because you can always reach out to me, Paul, on the queue, other people. You know, you have plenty of people that are willing to speak out who aren't intimidated, but there's no excuse. And if you're not speaking out now, then guess what? You never cared about good government. You wanted the views, you wanted the job, you wanted money from this new administration, but you're a total freaking hypocrite. So if you're not, then come prove us wrong. At least Tiffany had a PA system to hear and catch the lie. Right, exactly. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're gonna lie, at least just do it loud. Be in your face, you know? Like you all are gonna do this and you're gonna like it, you know? That's like Tiffany would do, you know. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. But these guys are like, you know, they're sneaky. So anyway. Yeah, Paul, let me know. It should be shareable.
We're keeping the same, we're keeping the same, we're keeping the same, we're keeping the same. We're keeping the same tax levy that we've had over the past couple years. So we're not.
So this is the second levy, but I'm gonna pull up the documents to show you guys again.
So we're not. So we're not increasing. So we're not increasing. So we're not increasing. So we're not increasing.
Okay. Oh, good. And you know what? I still have some tax bills that I downloaded from the other night. But where was the darn thing that? That's the Board of Ed. No, where's the thing that I downloaded? I swear I did download it, but that's okay. I can download it again. Or you know what? Oh, you know, I bet you it opened up in the browser. Okay, so if we go to Lansing Journal, and it's ridiculous that we should even have to do this, right? We had to. I had to actually. They had to FOIA to find out on November 18th what they even voted for, because we didn't know. They voted, but we don't know what. We didn't know what sort of increase, if any, that they were going to do. I can send it to individuals, but there was no share link for a group. Oh. That's weird. Okay, let me see if I try it, because it is public, but that's actually for a group. If I do it from my phone, yes. If you do it from your phone and you click on share, and then at the bottom it says share to, and then I just swipe a little bit and I find group, and then you can pick the group from there, but it should be shareable, Paul. I don't know. That's weird. Oh yeah, or the YouTube. There you go. There you go. Yeah, thanks, Crook. Thank you. Yeah, feel free to share that as well. Okay, so if we go to the Lansing Journal, okay, so this was on December 4th. That meeting was November 18th that video was from. Now, this article was written on, and I did email the Lansing Journal. I haven't gotten an email back. I hope that they do email me. I was hoping they would have by now, but because I wanted to know, as far as they're concerned, when did the board even tell us, how much they wanted to increase the tax levy by? So, but this was their article. They FOIA'd it, and it turns out it's a 4% tax increase. So if you go here, and then they have they have a link to both of the resolutions. Okay, so we're going to look at those again. We looked at them the other night, but I'll pull them up again. Put on full page. Actually, it's fine. I don't need to do it. I'll just zoom in. All right, so this is one resolution, okay? Oh, good, it worked out. Okay, thank you, Crook. Yes, and please do share it, please do. Let's call out all those hypocrites. Say, if you really wanted good government, then you're gonna come tomorrow. You're gonna start coming to these meetings and speaking up. So this is one from November 18th that they voted on, okay? So it involves Illinois Truth in Taxation Act. Okay. The board of trustees approved and authorized the public display of the budget. Okay, which, by the way, Harvey hasn't done that, nor has voted on a tentative or final tax levy for next year. So as of right now, we're not going to be able to take in any money next year. I don't know what. It is like the Wild West in Harvey. Okay, but anyway, but let's focus on the township for now. So. All right, so then they adopted the budget, okay, on July 22nd. So the estimated tax levy, and they're combining the general assistance fund and the general fund. So if we put those together, the aggregate just means all together. The levy, that just means the amount that they want to take from our taxes total, is about 22 million, okay? So 22.1 million, you might as well say. Now it says, whereas the amount of taxes extended for the 2024 tax year, so the year prior, was 21 million. So that's where the two figures come from, okay? So for 2025, they're projecting, they not projecting, they want to tax us 22 million. 22.1 million, and the last tax year's levy was 21.2 million. So of course, the number one question should be, if you all were bitching and moaning and complaining and saying that Tiffany spent too much and they were all wasting money, then why in heaven's name would you be increasing our taxes? You should do that forensic audit. You should cut all that waste that you complained about nonstop, right? That was occurring under Tiffany. And you should be public about it. And then you should not, as a matter of fact, you should not be increasing the levy. You shouldn't maintain the levy. You should be decreasing the levy. How many times were people complaining about waste under Tiffany's regime? So how are you eliminating the waste? How is increasing our taxes eliminating the waste? This exposes what I told people from day one. I said, do not vote for Napoleon Slate. Don't vote for Dots, because they don't want to stop the corruption and the waste of your money. They want to take it over. They want to control it. And I wasn't wrong about it. I mean, this is clearly what they're doing, right? Why would you go up from 21.2 million to now they want for the next tax year 22.1 million? Why? If there was all that waste, they wouldn't even approve like what, $500 or $1,000 for like a social or a function that Tiffany wanted to do. But you're okay with improving or with approving almost $1 million more in the tax levy, and that's just for these two funds. I mean, that is insane. Let's look at the next one, okay? So so it has to compare. And remember, what the law says is that if their increase goes 5% over, so if it's 105% of the amount, sorry, I wish this darn extension would let me highlight. It bugs me. But if it were to go over, if it were an increase of 105% or more, then they'd have to have a special public hearing. So guess what most of these boards do, including Napoleon and Dots and this whole thing? They know that, and they're scamming the system, and they're trying to deceive us as taxpayers because it's 104% increase. Isn't that interesting? It's just below what would be required, or what would trigger a requirement for a public hearing. Then it would have to be on the website at least for at least 30 calendar days, and it would have to be published in a paper. So these boards know what they're doing, you guys. This is not an accident, okay? So there's a type. Byron Stanley made the motion. Mary Yvonne seconded it, and they all voted for it on November 18th unanimously. Now, so for some reason, they put those two funds together. This is the other resolution. This discusses the road and bridge fund. And you know what? Can I just download this? I'm sorry. This is going to drive me nuts, you guys. Open with... No, I want to download it. How do I download it? PDF. Oh, it's like using like the Google PDF thing. I want to download it. No. Share, copy, email. No, I download it. Huh. Oh, here we go. Download. Okay. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys, because it's going to drive me nuts. I have to be able to highlight. It's the teacher in me. I can't not do that. Okay, there we go. Okay, because now I can open it in Acrobat. Okay, so now let's go to the second resolution. Okay. Oh, yay, I can highlight. Okay, so you see, I'm sorry, you can't see because I didn't add it to the stage yet. There we go. Now you see. So the road and bridge fund. Highlight, there we go. Road and bridge fund. Okay. So for some reason, that's how they're separating the levies. I guess they're putting the general fund and the general assistance fund together, and then the road and bridge fund is separate. Okay. So for 2024, the levy was $888,301. For 2025, they want the levy to increase to $923,833. That is not keeping the levy the same. Napoleon Harris lied to you. This board lied to you. They are liars. And they will continue to lie and intimidate and cheat and bully unless we all stand up to them. It can't just be me. It can't just be Paul. It can't just be all in the queue or whoever else, It has to be everyone. And you've got to get out of your comfort zone, guys. I'm sorry. There's just no shortcut. There's no bypass for that. A we democratic movement, that means it has to include the people. I'm happy to speak up on behalf of many people who, maybe they're very elderly or they're sick or they can't get out. I understand, but there are plenty of you that are able-bodied, and we have a lot of really smart people with really good jobs, with really high income in Thornton Township who have the time and the money to speak up against this corruption and against these lies, and to speak up for what's right for the township. And we need those people to get involved. Javar says you should have went with Nate. I recommended the Republicans because I thought they were the only ones that would interview, and they are the only ones that actually were giving ideas on how to reform the corruption. So, but whatever. I'm going to ask Stubbs for a loan, considering that every time Tiffany would say that, she's out here feeding the people. Stubbs would always say, if you need money or if you're hungry, call me. Right, exactly. Yeah. How much will it cost for us to find out how the extra $35,000 to R&B fund will be spent? How will they spend the other additional $885,000? That's what I want to know, because there aren't even a lot of roads and bridges to maintain. I mean, it's almost $1 million for what? That's what I want to know. Now, we already know, and the Lansing Journal already covered the fact that these administrative salaries are ridiculous, right? It's super bloated. So Javar says, don't make me have to call Zoe and Danielle on the phone. Oh. Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, and what makes me sad is like there's a lot. I agree with the Chicago Flips Red people on the anti-corruption stuff, but there's a lot of stuff I don't agree with on them or with them. But it's so sad when they're one of the only really loud anti-corruption voices. I'm like, where are all the anti-corruption Democrats? Where are all the people on the left, the independents and the people on the left that are anti-corruption? Like, that's pretty embarrassing, guys, if we just let the MAGA people do it. Anyway. So I hope that kind of clarifies. So again, this fund is set to go up. This fund up here is set to go up. The levy for 2024 was 21.2 million. The levy for 2025, they want to make it 22.1 million. I mean, it's just, you can't make it any clearer than that. So they're absolutely lying to us. So I hope that helps. And on the queue, I hope that helps. TT doesn't maintain any bridges. Most of the 1.5 million R&B budget goes to their 4 employees. That's what I thought. I was going to say, it's probably people got elected and they all work together. That's how they usually do it, And then Naples says, hey, you do this, I'll support you. We all get in. And then guess what? Jackpot, you all get money. Because we know Naples making big bucks, right? Yeah, so it's pretty sad. Pretty sad, y'all. And just in case, you know what, let's go over that, actually, as long as we're covering. So yeah, check out the Lansing Journal had that great article, but there's also another one. We'll go to their local government section. Now, Village of Lansing is proposing a levy increase, but I know Paul pointed out that at least, even though they are doing an increase, they really took the time. They took questions, and they were, it sounds like they were much more transparent about it. Now, if I were a Lansing resident, I'd be like, no, do not increase my taxes. I want to see them go down. Like, I'd be fighting it, but at least it sounds like they were a little bit more transparent about it. Okay, I wanted to go find, okay, the objections, no, not that. That was the levy, the insurance policies. Oh, you know what? Because I'm sorry, that was, what the article I'm thinking of? I linked to it in my Facebook post. Oh my goodness. Wait, you guys, wait. I'm sorry. Forget about that for 1 second. Hold on. Look what comes up in my Facebook. Look at this. I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. I didn't even prompt it. Brooke says, can we get an accurate count of how many bridges and how many miles is there? So Paul says no bridges. Last I read, it was 8 miles of roads. Okay, Paul says 9.5 miles of streets without curbs, mostly in Western Lansing, no bridges. Thank you, Paul. Yeah. Lansing has the money. They could very well maintain that. It's just another excuse for people to get money. Look what popped up in my feed. I went to look something up for you guys. Sonia shared this. Oh yeah, it's the holiday luncheon recap. Oh, part 2. Oh, look who showed up, the governor. Lordy be Jesus. Let's take a look. Now, some of these people I don't know. I know that's just, I don't know who that guy is. I know he's with Dots. I don't know who he is. Okay, of course it's Napoleon. Oh Lord, I know I've seen her before and I can't place her name. Okay, okay. A lot of people I don't know, unfortunately. Oh, okay. They held it in the gym, I guess, or the field house at South Suburban. But you know, it's so oh, there's Miss Graham. Oh Lord, to be Jesus, help us. Mhm. Where's her buddy? The one that wanted to start the physical fight with me the last meeting. I didn't see him in these pictures. Michael. Oh, there he is. That's the guy, I think, right? Isn't this the guy? I think that's Michael. I think that's the guy that tried to fight me. I think that's him. So anyway, whatever. We know the establishment is or the machine is backing NAPO, etc. And you know what? I don't care, because Lord knows if we did what the machine told us to do all the time, we would be morally bankrupt. Let me find. Oh, I just wanted to show you guys. Like, I think the comments that I put in the post. Yeah. Where do I find the post that I did? Oh, here we go. In Chicago South End politics. So I said, come out tomorrow, December 16th, 6 p.m. at the Township Building. The Supervisor Napoleon Harris and the Thornton Township Board want to vote to increase our taxes. Can you imagine, after all the drama and complaints about wasting money under Tiffany Henyard, the Township Board is doing exactly what they accused Tiffany of doing. The board plans on voting to increase tax levies by 4% for next year. That means you, yes, you, will pay more in property taxes while the Township administration makes record salaries. And this is the article that I wanted to share. I found it. According to the Lansing Journal, the Township Board plans to vote. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's tomorrow. So again, come out. Tell your board no to higher taxes. If you don't speak up, you will be taxed out of your home eventually. And outside developers will continue to buy up our towns, as is the typical what happens with gentrification. And then I shared, this is the Ben Bradley piece where he spoke with Napoleon this summer about the extremely shady salary increase that NAPO got by sneaking in a bill, like language, into a Crohn's disease bill so he could make his big money. And then, oh, this is the article. I'm so sorry. This is the article that I wanted to share, not the other one. All right. So let's go to that one. Because, yeah, we already read about the tax levy one. So, in case you forgot, may I remind you, this is from July 8th, okay? So Carol Schwarko wrote this with the Lansing Journal. FOIA docs reveal six-figure salaries at Thornton Township. And then Paul had also contributed to this. So according to this article, Thornton Township Supervisor Napoleon Harris stands to make $292,000 annual salary. And then if you go, if you watch the link that I put in there from the Ben Bradley thing, he also includes the expense. It's like he gets like 50,000 or something a year plus an expense account. So it's over 300, definitely well over 300,000 that NAPO gets between his Senate salary and the township salary. It's probably closer to 400,000. All right. Oh, that, yeah. So that was when Ben Bradley had interviewed him and asked him about, do you think that that's fair that you're making so much money? What's interesting too, and I'm glad the Lansing Journal covered this, is that for the vast majority of townships, you know what it says? The greatest number of the supervisors, they earn between $20,000 and $29,000. None of the supervisors in a whole bunch of Illinois townships included in the survey, none were paid more than $100,000, which is as it should be. That's crazy, you guys. This is another thing I wanted to bring up. So, Thornton Township is paying Carla Cotton Burris, who is listed as Harris's chief of staff, an annual salary of $102,000. Her position does not appear on the township website, and her exact job duties are unknown. What do you do when you just what do people have to do for these jobs? Apparently nothing, right? Because we don't see any job descriptions or anything. But over 100,000 to be his chief of staff, he already has a chief of staff and staff just being a state senator. Someone has already deleted your video from the Dalton Politics group. Yeah. They don't want to talk about that. No way. Because Napoleon supports a lot of the politicians in Dalton as well. So, yeah. That is why the Dalton Politics group is just trash, in my opinion, because it's all about, lies, character assassination, defamation. And then when you actually want to share something that's true, they'll delete it. Napoleon's first of the month expense checks are $62.2K per year. Salary $209K. That's over $1 million for a 4-year part-time job. Yeah, can you, man? I mean, it's just not right, man. Carla Burris's part-time job is $140K with regular monthly expense paychecks. Oh, thank you. Yes. Okay. See, thank you for adding that. Then it was reported that they're paying too much to trustees Avant, so Mary Avant, Valeria Stubbs, and Byron Stanley, that they're being paid $14,710, but they should be making $11,195. Now it's said that Christopher Gonzalez was listed as at the correct salary of $14,710. Let me see. Oh, I wanted to remind you guys of this too. Again, they're going to increase your taxes so you can barely afford to stay in your home. And Robert Hunt, finance director, he's not a member of the board, and he's a holdover from Henyard and Zuccarelli. It shows that he is earning $116,000, and who knows how much more they give him in expenses, or if they give him a car, or if they give him other benefits. It's crazy. Nesbitt's making almost $18,000. Her role as clerk and township FOIA officer, in line with the salary schedule that we know of. Again, who knows, what they're really doing with the money without a forensic audit and without showing us all the finances. Highway commissioner, $27,000. Mr. Russell should be making about $17,000, so he's being overpaid according to the documents that we have. And then Cassandra Elson, who's the assessor, she is listed as making $53,000. Keith Price, okay, but he's no longer where he was making $72,000 at the food pantry, but he's no longer working for that. I just wanted to remind you guys of that though, because if anybody says, oh, but they're helping people. Yeah, you can help people without making six-figure salaries for a part-time job, okay? Lansing Journal did not publish any of the first of the month expense paychecks. Oh, yeah. I remember you did a great job explaining that stuff, Paul, because that was just insane. I'm like, what the? Who lives this way? This is immoral. And then you have little old ladies who raise their kids and paid into all their taxes, including property taxes, for their whole lives, and they just want to, let's say they're widows, and they just want to live out the rest of their years. But no, NAPO and all these leeches, they want to push out all of our local residents and property owners and businesses so that they can, live off the fat of the land at our expense. Come on, man. Get a regular job. So disgusting. So disgusting. Okay, I think that's about it. What did I want to show? Oh, okay, sorry. One more thing. Let me pull up. Oop. No, don't save it. Oh, let me show you the agenda for tomorrow. Okay. Yes. Can't forget that. Let's look at the agenda. All right, the agenda for tomorrow. Supposed to start at 6 p.m. I would show up earlier, particularly if you want to sign up for public comment, because they're very deceptive with that too. Oftentimes they'll pull the book early. Public comment, it looks like, is going to be before anything's voted on. Okay, they're voting to approve 2 sets of minutes. They're approving the bills again with nothing listed as far as what bills are even being paid. How can you approve them when there's nothing shown to the public? Ooh, that's so not right. This I want to look into more tomorrow. Does anybody know what this is? There are 2 resolutions, and it says Property Tax Limitation Act. So I guess I could Google that with you guys now. Maybe I will, but anyway, then they're going to vote on general fund and general assistance tax levy ordinance, what we were discussing, the road and bridge fund ordinance. This I have no idea. I'm guessing they want to do this so that no one else can put any other sort of why is the highlighter now? Let's try it. I'm guessing they're trying to pull a Tiffany here. Why is it not letting me highlight? What is wrong with this? Okay, anyway, but E, F, and G here. The board, we don't know what, but they want to put 3 referenda on the general for the primary election for 2026, more than likely to keep anyone else from putting anything on there. So that's a whole bunch of BS, and they don't even tell us what it is. Then get this, don't laugh now, don't laugh. They're serious, I guess. Approval of appointment of ethics advisor. An ethics commission member. Who's going to be on the ethics commission? And who's going to be the ethics advisor to this board? This board, we have no forensic audit. We have no sense of what money is coming in and out and how they're spending it. They harass people that ask questions about basic governance. They don't answer FOIAs properly. Like, okay, I'd be really interested to see who's actually going to do anything ethical. Okay. And then, of course, got to approve those big money events. Cha-ching, cha-ching, make that money through those vendors and those contractors, right? So we got an MLK breakfast at the clerk's office. Oh, Miss Nesbitt's cashing in. January 15th, 10 to noon. Monthly bingo, not to forget that. Monthly tech savvy. And weekly senior home activities. Okay. And remember, folks, it's not about those activities. It's about bribing you for your votes and getting lots of money from those contractors. Cha-ching, cha-ching. That's what it's really about. And and then approval of the copy or lease contract. That's another thing. They could really make money off that. Yeah, find a buddy who's going to lease some copiers. Ooh, it's a great way to steal money. Then closed session, and then that's about it. But yeah, I want to look up that Property Tax Limitation Act. All in the queue says, if they approve more than a 4.99% tax levy, they have to have a public hearing. Right, exactly. And that's why they approved only 4% increases. Stinkers. They know that. Referendum is probably the no term limits. Okay. Oh, interesting. Because I support, Paul mentioned that we, term limits, and I really, 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 really support that. I think that would be so key. Yes, term limits. But actually, what would be more important, Paul, what did you say? Recall. We should have universal recall for any township position. The ethics person, of course, is going to be a NATO supporter, NAPO supporter. It's probably just going to be another paid position, another waste of money. How much do they pay their ethics commissioners? That's what I wanted to know. Well, if it's anything like the other part-time people I'm submitting my application. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I'm over here, like, real estate sales are slow. Like, I don't spend any money. I haven't been on vacation since pre-COVID. And these people, they're like at the 152 board. I got the receipts. I was looking at them for last fall. Like, including Miss Nesbitt, okay, Casey Nesbitt, your township clerk. Just with her position on the 152 board, they went to Vegas. They're staying in expensive hotels, having nice meals out. It's all on the taxpayer dime. I'm like, I'm over here trying to live an honest lifestyle. I don't do any panic peddling. I don't scare people out of their homes to sell, to make money in my wrist. I do honest deals. I do my little historical society thing. I don't really make much right now. It's been slow. But then these people, it's just like scamming everywhere. So shoot, I agree with you all in the queue. It's like if they're just handing out money, like shoot, like what's the point? At that point, we might as well just be financing a township a job guarantee program. If anybody wants a job, and then actually have them really do things that would help people for all the money they're wasting. Yeah. All right, before we leave, I know I said that would be it, but let's Google Property Tax Limitation Act, because that's a resolution. There, okay. Oh, wait. Did they put it wrong on the agenda? Because when I Googled it, I got something else that came up. Let me Google PTELA. See if that comes up. Where did they find that? It doesn't even come up. I think that's an error on the agenda. Okay, Miss Clerk. Is that a typo? Clerk Nesbitt. What is this? Huh. Well, anyway. The only thing that I saw that came up was the Property Tax Extension Limitation Law, or tax caps. Okay, sorry. Let me share that with you guys. It's not fair. Let's see too. But yeah, like shoot, if you're gonna start handling stuff, let's just do. I mean, I'm a leftist. I'm cool with that. Use government for good. Just do a township jobs guarantee. The township should invest on a subscription of Uptown Phonics. Oh, well, what's interesting? I wanted to share this with you guys, and I'd love to reach out to some more activists in Oak Park. But I lived in Oak Park for a while. Now, hold on to your hats, because they didn't abolish Oak Park Township, but you know what they do with their township? They have universal health care with their township. That's what they do with their taxes. So if you live within that township and you don't have health coverage through any other means, you can get it. If you live in I think it's Oak Park Township. I just lived in the village of Oak Park, but yeah. So I mean, can you imagine that's what they're doing with their tax money? And then here we're just paying people's friends and buddies to like make thousands and thousands of dollars for doing nothing. We pay Bert Olson $5,000 per month to prepare the agenda and trustees packets. Why can't they tell us whether the referenda are for the primary or general election? Oh, it said on the agenda, it said primary. That it did, but it doesn't say anything about what the referenda actually are. So when I did a Google search, this is what came up. It says it's a law designed to limit the annual increase in property extensions, okay, total taxes billed, for most non-home rule taxing districts to the lesser of 5% or the rate of inflation, consumer price index. It limits the total revenue a taxing district can collect from existing properties. It does not place a cap on an individual's property assessment or total tax bill, which can still increase for other reasons. So can you imagine? That's why our bills go up so much. So if you have a whole bunch of taxing districts on your bill and they all increase it by 4.99%, your taxes are going to go up really fast. That's what's happening. The limiting rate. Okay, so that's the maximum aggregate tax rate allowed for covered funds. Okay. Annual increase. Oh, that's interesting. Google's saying districts generally receive an automatic increase in extensions, taxes billed equal to the lesser of 5% or the change in the National Consumer Price Index. Screw that. No. You need to do more with less, because that's what all of us are doing, okay? Shoot. Taxing districts can seek voter approval through a referendum to increase their extension beyond that limit, or to approve new tax rates or bond issues. Taxes levied for certain debt services, particularly bonds issued before the law applied to the district, are often exempt from the cap. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. General. Oh. Oh, I see what you mean. That is confusing. General primary election. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure about that. That is kind of confusing. All right. I'm on. Pull up something here. I think this is a Phoenix bill, right? Remember when we went over these a little bit? Oops. Oh, darn. I shared the wrong thing. Oh, not that. And yes, if you hear snoring, my dog is snoring next to me. He's comfy and warm. I don't blame him. Okay, so just a quick reminder, this is how your tax bill works. Okay, this one is from Phoenix, Illinois, which is a town in, not Phoenix, Arizona, Phoenix, Illinois, a town in Thornton Township, right next to Harvey. So now this person has a pretty low bill, not bad, only $600 some, but we're not concerned with exact dollar amounts. We're looking more at like percentages, right? Like what taxing bodies are taking the biggest percentage of your tax bill. So if you're a Phoenix resident, look at that. Wow, Village of Phoenix is number one. Now that's not as common. Harvey is like that too, but that shouldn't be that way. And then they have this weird thing. They have a TIF that they have to pay. And again, that's not common. But then we get down to the high school. That's Miss Nina Graham. She's president of that. They take way too much money too. They waste money. But they're high up on bills. And then the elementary school district. Then you have Park District, Library, South Suburban. Okay, so when you get down to Thornton Township, so you have one here that's listed as Town Thornton. Okay, then you have General Assistance Thornton, and then down here you have Road and Bridge Thornton. And then actually, if you go down to this lower part of your and this person, their taxes went down, but I think it's because they got an exemption. So this does not mean that the taxing bodies decrease. Trust me, the vast majority of them did that. But okay, so let's go. If you go a little further down in your tax bill, it says taxing district breakdown. Okay, So under miscellaneous, let's see, for this Phoenix person, that's about 3%. School taxes make up about 20%. Cook County is pretty low, actually, 0.85%. That's not a lot. Municipality and township for a Phoenix resident, it's a lot. It's almost 75%. Okay. So if you look at, let's see, the town of Thornton, it'd be like 1% of this person's bill. General assistance is about 0.6%, and then road and bridge is 0.07%. So again, it's true. The majority of your taxes are going to usually go to a municipality and or the schools, but every penny counts when you're talking, giving tax relief. Excuse me. All right, let me find. I wanted to open one that was from Harvey. I think this one was from Harvey, right? Yes. Okay. So this one, this tax bill is about $9,000. Harvey, okay, is the first, is you're paying most of your taxes to Harvey, then District 205, the high school, then 152, that's the district that the clerk Nesbitt's on. Then the library district and the parks, those are controlled by the McCaskells, okay. Then District 510, that's South Suburban, okay. Then you have the township, okay. Township 1, Township 2, and Township 3. Oops, Township 3. Okay. Then if we want to go down here again, let's look at the percentages. Okay, so for this, your average Harvey 152 district resident, okay, they're going to pay for their miscellaneous. Now you notice for ours, it's because our library and our parks are not run well. So the miscellaneous category is much higher than for Phoenix. It's 11% for us. Our school taxes are 46. That's pretty high, 46%. A quarter of that is the high school district alone. Then the county, again's pretty low, 1.99% of our taxes. For the municipality and the township, for this Harvey resident, it's about 40%. Most of that by far is the city, and then you have the 3 township funds, okay? So the percentage is low, but again, if you add it up, I mean, look, hey, every little bit counts when people are being taxed out of their homes. So this person with the $9,000 tax bill in Harvey, if the township got its act together, or if we just abolished the township, wouldn't that be great? So you could definitely save some money. And if we start doing this on all the boards and holding them accountable and bringing the costs down, then you actually start to make change. So that's what we need to do. But yeah, so for the township, this is like, let's see, about like 150, about 300, a little over $300 that goes to the township for this particular tax bill for that year. I think I had pulled one up from Lansing too. Let's see. Oh, no, that was Robbins. No, I didn't. Okay, so here, this is for Paul. We pulled up a Lansing tax bill, okay, about the same amount. This person is paying about the same amount as the Harvey person, but in Lansing, this is more how it should be. The elementary school, followed by the high school, then the village, then the library. Okay, you go down from there. Again, you have the Thornton one township fund, another township fund, and then the road and bridge fund. Okay. Let's go down to where it breaks down the percentages. So for this Lansing resident, about almost 5% of their taxes is going to miscellaneous, 63% going to the schools, 2.73% going to the county, which really isn't bad. Like I said, that's pretty low, I guess, huh? And then 29% is going to municipality and township. So if we go through and I'm sorry, the other one I was looking at the 2023 tax. I should be looking at the 2024 tax. Okay, so like this payer for the 2024 tax, so it's like 300, 175, and 20. Okay, so it's up almost like 500, about $500 that this Lansing taxpayer paid. So I hope that helps. Oh my gosh, it's 1:04 a.m. already. This is what happens. We start talking about one thing and it just goes on and on and on and on. But I hope that helps you guys. I hope that gives some insight and inspiration. And please come out tomorrow and tell everybody. And yeah, that's all I have. Any other questions, comments, concerns before we head out? Wait, I want to show my Noel background. Noel. I'll close us out with some more French, okay? Who's that? Jonas Kaufman? No. Can we get like a French fry? Oh, that's pretty. Orchestre Symphonique de Montréal. By the way, there is. Oh my God. I don't care. Yeah, open it immediately. That's better. Yeah. That's better. Sleep fast. Thanks, Paul. Yep. So tonight's vocab will be Merry. How about Merry Christmas? Joyeux. Joyeux Noël means Merry Christmas in French. So we're getting close. We're getting closer. Can you believe it? It's already past mid December. We're gonna be saying Happy New Year here before you know it. So let's see if you recognize this song. There are actually a lot of popular traditional Christmas carols and songs and such that are from French. So see if you recognize this one. It's called, in French, it's called Minuit Chrétien. No, he's still sleeping. Yes. Noel. Noel.
I'm a doctor,
I'm
and my
surprised.
passion is
I
to
guess I
alleviate
wasn't sleeping
arthritis.
that high this late. Well, what do you know, y'all? Y'all, what do you know, y'all? Noel. You know, I can give voice lessons. I am classically trained singer as well, and I can give French lessons. So if you need some French lessons, I could. I do voice lessons and French lessons on sliding scale because I enjoy giving them. But Daddy could always use a little extra money because I don't steal from the taxpayers like a lot of these other people. Okay, I try to make honest money. Or just try to save and not spend money. No, that's not bad for 1:12 a.m. No one. Now watch, he's not gonna wake up either. No one. No. No, he doesn't care. Anyway. Okay, Joyeux Noel. So go practice your little French phrase for the night and come to the meeting tomorrow night. Joyeux Noel is Merry Christmas. Joyeux Noel.